Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing well. So guys, in today's video we'll see how we can set up variables in Terraform configuration files and how we can take output of the variables once that Terraform has completely created the infrastructure. So sometimes we need some kinds of output from the files. So in today's session there was not much theory as such, so I'm just starting simply the practical in today's demo. So these concepts are very important because when we automate things, then we actually need these kinds of things like variables, outputs. So that's why it is very important, but it is not having much theory. So I'll start with practical demo. So let's start our today's video. So we'll use Visual Studio Code as we have already used the same in previous videos also. So in my previous video, I have discussed that how to create a virtual machine. So what all resources are required in order to create the virtual machine, that I have explained from step to step. So in today's video, I'm not doing those step-by-step creation of the virtual machine. So I'll put description in, or I'll put the link of that video in the description so that you can take a reference if you want how to get step-by-step creation of virtual machine. So I'll use the same code that I have done in my previous video, but there will be some modifications, so that I'll let you know that what all modification I'm going to do. So this was the file that I was referring in my previous video. So in order to create a virtual machine, firstly we need to create resource, just like Azure RM resource group. Then we need to create virtual network. Then we need to create subnet, and after that we need to create one public IP, one network interface card, and then we need to create some network security group where we need to open certain port, and after that we need to associate this security group to our NIC card. So this was the code, and after that I was using one code related to virtual machine, but in today's example we'll use a specific Linux virtual machine. So how to get the code of Linux virtual machine? We just need to go to Google and just type here Azure RM Linux Virtual Machine Terraform. So the very first link that comes is with Terraform registry. So we'll open this link, and in this link we'll take the code of Azure RM Linux Virtual Machine here. So just copy it till here, and we need to get it paste here. So now this is our Azure RM Linux virtual machine. So everything is similar to that of virtual machine, but there are certain changes here. So we don't actually need this SSH key here, so we can remove it simply. We want to get it access using username and password, so that's why I will remove this piece here. And here we are having admin underscore username, so we'll add admin underscore password. So in my previous video, I have not used Terraform extension. So those who are not aware about Terraform extension, because once Terraform extension will be in your machine, then this type of color coding you will get. And when you type anything, then you will get the suggestion from this Visual Studio Code regarding the Terraform parameter. Just like I was writing admin underscore PASS password. So I was getting this kind of suggestion. So I just used it here, just like this. Okay, and we can give any password here. So usually I use this kind of password because it is having everything with it: one small character, one capital character, one number, and one special character. So we'll use this username and password, and most of the things will remain same here. There is no need to get it changed. And one more thing, when we enable username and password, so we need to add one more parameters that we can see here. When an admin underscore password is specified, we need to pass this flag. So we'll use this flag, and we need to make its entry as a false because we want to use username and password. So we'll add it here, space, and we'll make it false. We are getting this suggestion. So this kind of suggestion and this color coding is coming actually from let's save it first. is coming from Terraform extension. So how to add the Terraform extension in Visual Studio Code? On the left side you are seeing these 4 blocks, so just click on it, and here if you'll search for Terraform, so you will get something like this. So we'll use the HashiCorp Terraform related plugin here. So once you'll click on it, I'm not seeing any install option here, just like you are seeing this blue button, because this is already installed in my Visual Studio Code. So if you want to get installed, just click on this install button in front of these kinds of extension, and that will get installed. And then you will get this kind of color coded code. Along with that, you will get the suggestions related to Terraform commands. So we'll again go to our files, and here I have put it everything just like this. Now what I want, this is the code very similar to the one that we have used in our previous video, but now I want to variabilize the things. So suppose if I don't want the name example of our resource group name, rather I want to make it as a variable. So how to declare a variable? So firstly we'll create a file here with the name variables.tf. Okay, and how to copy the variable? We don't need to cram anything or learn anything. We simply go to Google, and there we'll type everything will comes in front of us. So just write Terraform variable example. Okay, so you will get something from HashiCorp, and in the input variables, this is the thing that we can use in our variable. So we can use as much as variable we can use it. There is no limitation, but in order to make it as a first example, I'm just using one variable. So this is variable, this is the name of the variable. We can change it to any variable, there is nothing. And this is the type of the variable. So there are multiple types supported in case of variable. So there may be a default variable, type variable, description, validation, sensitive, nullable. So these are all are the arguments, but not actually the variables. But the kind of variables that we are having is a kind of string, number, bool, list, set, map, object. So we can choose, and tuple also. We can choose the variable according to our requirement. So in today's demo, we just need to make a string as a variable. So we'll use a variable of type string, and these all are the arguments that we can use. Mostly we use default. Suppose if you'll place a default parameter there, and if you put something over there, so if you are not providing any value of your variable, then by default this value will get used, so that we can declare here. So similarly there are other arguments also, but in today's example we are not going to this. We are using one variable as an example, and we'll pass that variable manually. Will not use default feature here. So here we can see like variable image id and type string. So what we want to make it as a variable, we can give just like resource group name we want to make as a variable. Okay, and it is of type string. We'll save it. Now we'll go to main, and here we'll remove the name of the resource group, and we can type var dot resource group name, the variable that we have declared in the variable section with the name resource underscore group underscore name. Similarly, we are calling it here var dot resource group underscore name. Now this is a variable. So in order to make this variable a value, either we can create a file with a name just like terraform.tf vars, and there we can make resource underscore group underscore name equals to some value. But that is actually not the correct way. The correct way is to pass it using command line, because when we automate anything, so these kinds of variable we pass as a command line. So when we'll run the apply command, plan command, everywhere we'll pass this variable, so that that variable value will get fixed to this particular parameter, and our code will get start. So in this way we can make use of variable by creating a file variables.tf. So this variable we have created now, and now what we want, everything, I think our code is good to start. We are good with it. And then what we have to do very first, so now this variable has been created. So we are not taking anything as of now the output. Firstly let's see how this variable actually work, and then I'll show you what kind of output we actually needed. So let's firstly test this variable piece. So we are in the same directory. The very first command that we need to run is terraform init, as it will download the plugins first and it will create a file with .terraform folder. So let's hit terraform init. We'll see a folder got created here, that is .terraform folder. Once all these plugins will get downloaded. So as of now we are seeing 3 files. Soon we'll see one .terraform. Yes. So now all the plugins has been installed here. So if we'll click on this Terraform, we'll see a folder structure where in the providers in the registry.terraform. Further we are having some plugins related to this Azure RM downloaded. So this is good now. Now after init we need to run a Terraform plan. So if we'll run Terraform plan, let's see what it said. So now it is saying that it needs a variable a resource group name, but we will not provide that variable name here, or if you want we can give it here. If we'll give it test, so it will take that variable and it will show us the plan, but we don't want this kinds of manual output here. So it is saying like it will create 8 resources and then it will proceed. But now let's see how we can pass variables in Terraform command line. So we'll again go to Google and here we'll search how to pass variables in Terraform. Okay, so we'll again go to this HashiCorp link and it is the variable declaration, and let's see whether it gives us some way to get it pass or not. So using input variables, assigning values to root, yes. So when we'll run this terraform apply command or when we'll run terraform plan command, then we need to pass it in this way: -var equals to the variable name is equals to its value. So let's pass in this way. So we'll go for terraform plan -var is equals to, in double quote, resource group underscore name is equals to, let's give us as test VM text Linux VM. Okay, so now let's see whether it takes it or not. It is again saying that the resource group name we need to enter. Why it is giving? Because I have done one mistake in the spelling, that the resource spelling is different. That's why this is not picking up and it is actually requiring for another variable. So what we'll do, we'll just pass it as a test and we'll take a plan value for undeclared variable. Now it is saying this variable is undeclared. So this is a correct message. Let's correct our command. It's now the same and let's see whether it works or not. Looks like it took the value. Yes, it took the value, and let's see whether it took our value for the name. So here we are having virtual machine, network interface, network security group, public IP, resource group example, and the name that we passed, it took it. So in this way we can pass variable and we can variabilize anything that we are having in the configuration, whether it is an address space, location, anything we can make it as a variable, and then we can pass it to the command line. So if we'll pass it here, and this was the command with plan. Now I want to apply it, and there is one more argument that we can pass, because whenever we do an apply, it asks for manual input whether you want to approve or not, and we need to write yes, then only it will proceed. But actually we don't want to make it a yes or no ask. So in order to make that automate, we need to pass auto approve. So we need to pass auto approve, so that it will get approved and it will not ask us for yes or no. So if we'll click on enter, so now our script will get start and will work on creating the virtual machine, and it will not ask us for the manual approval. So when we'll automate it using Jenkins, then these kinds of things will require, because we don't want any manual intervention. That's why we are using the use of these variables and use of these command line arguments. So as of now, it is going to create the virtual machine, and all the resource will get create. And once it will get create, then we'll see the public IP. So that public IP, how we get it? We need to firstly go to the cloud, and we need to go to this particular virtual machine, and then we copy that public IP and get log into the machine. But actually we don't want to go to that cloud. We want that whenever our script completion is done and VM got create on cloud, then that public IP should come and populate in front of us, so that we don't need to go to cloud. So once this machine will get create, then I'll let you know how we can get the IP and what parameters we need to declare, so that we can get it here on our console and we don't need to go to the cloud. So this will take some time, so let me pause this video, else this video will get long. Okay, so it got created now. So we can see that virtual machine has been created, and let's go to our cloud. So in cloud, if we'll go to resource group, so we given this resource group name like test Linux VM. So it is created, and inside this group we are seeing all these resources. Along with that, we are having example underscore or hyphen machine as a resource. So if we'll go to virtual machine, and if we'll go to the same virtual machine, then there is one IP, that is 204450.16. But we need to go to console, and then we are able to get this IP. But from where we can get this IP, so that it can populate in our console also? So now we'll see what is there in terraform.tf state file. So in my previous session, I haven't explained this file, but I said that this is the backbone of this Terraform. So once you'll go inside this file, you'll see everything that has been created on cloud here. So we'll see that public IP also here. So let's scroll down, and here if we'll go to the public IP section, so we'll find out. So here you are seeing that in the public IP addresses, the IP is 20445016, and here also 20445016. So now we'll use this Terraform TF state file, and we'll get output of this file on our console. So what we'll do first, let's destroy it, and then we'll get the value of this particular IP, that is public IP address, and where it is, how we'll get it. So in order to get it, it is easy. Firstly, we need to check which resource it is. So this resource is Azure RM Linux virtual machine, and the local name is example. So we just need to find out what is the parameter. So parameter is, I think, public underscore IP underscore address. So public underscore IP underscore address. So now we'll go to our main.tf file, and here where was our virtual machine resource? So we need to use Azure RM Linux virtual machine dot example and dot the public underscore IP underscore address, and this will comes in front of us on our console. So now let's first, what we need to do, let's first destroy it. So what we'll do, we'll just change the command from apply to destroy. Okay, and the variable will be the same, and hyphen hyphen auto hyphen approve. So it will not ask for any approval, straight it will delete the resources. Okay, so now destruction has been started. It is now taking reference of this tf state file. It will create a backup file now, terraform.tfstate.backup file first, and then it will make the new file, that is terraform.tfstate will be the current file. So backup file has been created now, and now it is destroying the resources. So once all resources will be destroyed, so this backup is having the file which is having the resources, and this tf.state file will be having the destruction related parameters, which is actually nothing. So this file will be blank. So let's get it destroy, and then we'll use a make of output.tf file, and we'll output this value of public IP. So let's wait for some time. This actually takes some time in order to get the resource destroy. So as we can see that it is destroying virtual machine, and once virtual machine got successfully destroyed, post completion of that, it will destroy the resource group, which is actually the main outer container for all these resources. So let's wait for some time. I'm not going to pause this video because that will not be an end-to-end video. I just want to show you end-to-end. So just wait for some seconds and this will get destroyed. But if it takes time, then I'll pause video, and then we'll create a use of the file, that is output.tf. And we don't need to remember that what we want to place in output.tf or something. We just do it Google, and from Google we'll pick up the syntax, and from that syntax we'll create the output. So just wait for some time. It is now destroying. Public IP destruction is complete, subnet is complete, virtual network, it is still destroying, and destruction of virtual network is done. Now it is destroying the resource group. So once resource group will get destroyed, then everything will get destroyed. So in this way, we can automate things and we can pass things using variable and everything. Okay, so all these things has been destroyed now. So now what we have to do, we'll create one more file. So this file will be output.tf file. Okay, and now we'll go to this file, and it is not having anything. We'll search it on Google, that some example of output Terraform example. Okay, so it will give us some link. HashiCorp gave us the first link, and in this way we can take the value of output. So what we'll do, we'll copy it and we'll go here and we'll paste it. Okay, and here in the value we'll remove it and we'll copy from our tf state file or our main.tf. So in the main.tf we are having, this is the resource, copy it in the output, paste it here. And what is the local name? It is already giving the suggestion as example. That's why this is the beauty of the extension, that it already gives all the suggestion. So Azure RM Linux virtual machine, its local name we can again check, it is example, so it is already taking it. After that we need to pass public IP address. So let's see whether it give us that or not. If we type for public, yes, it is already taking it, public underscore IP underscore address. And if we save it now, okay, so we are done with the output value. And if we go here and let's again apply, so that we can create this machine again. So let's see what it do. So it is now applying the resources, 8 resource to add, and it is saying instance IP address known after apply. So once it will create the resource, then only that IP will get generated, because we are not using any static IP value. So it's a dynamic value, so that will get generated once this is created. Then it will show us the instance IP address, and we'll verify whether it is the same or not. We'll verify it from the cloud also. So it is now creating the resource. Let's give it some time. Once it got created, we'll see one IP, it will display here on our console. So now virtual machine creation has been started, and all previous resource including resource group, VNet, subnet, public IP, and IC card, and your security group, that has already been created. And this is the last resource that it is creating. So it will take some time, and after that we'll see whether we are able to see the IP or not. And if it is coming here, then we'll verify it from cloud also, whether it is same or not. So give it some time. I think it is not more than 60 second or 60 second, or we can say 70 second, it will create. So now we are seeing that it has created that virtual machine, and in the output section it is now giving us the instance IP address. So that is 20.44.50.209. So now let's see on our cloud. If we go to virtual machine, this is the virtual machine, and IP is 20.44.50.209. It is 20.44.50.209. So now let's try to get logged in into this machine. So the IP is 20.44.50.209. Okay, and if we'll open it, accept it, user is admin user and password that we have set it. So now we are inside this machine, and if we'll do a host name, then it is example hyphen machine, which is the same that we have given in our configuration. The name of the machine is example hyphen machine, and similarly the same machine we were accessing here also in cloud. So guys, in this way we can create use of variables, we can output values related to any parameter. So that's why we need to make use, in order to make automation, we make use of this terraform.tf state file. So first we run it in this way, and the variable whatever we want, then we can place it in variables.tf file. So we can put as much as variable we want. There is no restriction as such. So as much as you want these configuration to get variabilized, just like you want to variabilize the name of your virtual network, sub network, and if you want to change address prefixes also different. So in that way you need to select the proper variable type according to your requirement, and then you can make use of those variables. And similarly in output, whatever values you want to get output, just like virtual machine name, its user, and whatever it is related to that virtual machine, you can get it output by using this terraform.tf state file, and from there you can pick the variable by accessing its resource name, then local name, and then that variable name. So guys, I'm done with today's video. I hope you liked this. If you liked it, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.